Sorry, wrong show. Everyone, kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa, everyone. Welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and we're not here to talk about the Traders US for once. We're here to talk about season 50. The season that everyone's been waiting for. We've done already multiple podcasts about how disappointing the cast is, about why Jeff Probst needs to be sacked. We've already done all that, but today we're taking more of a positive spin with smiles on our face because I'm really excited for the season.
Are you really?
And I am so excited to be joined by Vee. We're just like season 50. She's my favorite. No. All right, I'm going to drop the act. Everyone, please welcome. It's the amazing Vee. How's it going, Vee?
Pretty good. I'm so excited to see Jeff Probst, and I am being sincere because I adore him as a host. Moving on.
Yeah, but we've already talked about Jeff Probst way too many times on this channel.
I
but
will
also
not hear a
joining
bad
us,
word.
it is. I'm still willing to say the biggest legend of our channel. He wakes up ridiculous hours of the morning to come and talk the Traders with us, Survivor with us, even Australian Survivor with us. Everyone, please welcome the man, the myth, the legend, COACHDREW, is Coach Drew.
Well, and hopefully within the next few weeks that name can come back. No, I'm really excited to. We're almost there. We're 2 weeks out.
Yeah,
two weeks out. It feels like we've been waiting for this for about a year, which also feels like an eternity. And as we get closer and closer to it, I've become more excited about pretty much everyone, with the exception of coaching. But I'm excited to talk.
Yeah. No,
I think that's the important thing here is that we do have this season does contain quite a huge deal breaker for Coach Drew.
Yep.
It does. There's a lot riding on.
There's a lot riding on.
There is a lot. If Coach wins, for the uninitiated, if Coach wins, Coach Drew will not be watching another season of Survivor US, which is huge.
Yeah. And is this like any season of American Survivor or just anything past 50?
This is any season. I will never rewatch another season. I would be done.
So what you're saying is that if Coach wins the season, you'll not do 50 and 50.
I'm not doing the marathon, no.
All right.
I'll do something different. If Coach wins, what I'll do is I'll binge watch every season of the Traders from every country and however many days that is.
That's do that anyway. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Or I'll do Australian Survivor. I'll do every season. I know they can't do it in as many days, but I'll do a marathon.
It is physically impossible to watch a whole season of Australian Survivor in one day.
Exactly. So I'll figure out the math, but
yeah, I think the average season is 26 to 28 hours long. It would literally kill you.
Ash.
Yeah. Exactly. With the whole point of this channel, the reason why I started this channel was to turn you guys away from Jeff Probst and American Survivor. We're going to kill American Survivor, and we're just here to talk about Australian Survivor. That is the ultimate goal.
Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess let's get into season 50. So Drew, as you mentioned, it's been well over a year now. Since the cast got announced, and recently they've been dropping a lot of promos for players and stuff. Is the hype there, or is it kind of I just really want to see what happens and kind of get it over with, if that makes sense? Because I feel like there's a little bit of that for Australia versus the world, where we'd known about the cast for so long, then they dropped the first promo, and then there was just nothing for so long, and then it's kind of is this actually happening?
I'm glad that I did watch Australia versus the World and followed the build up to it, because there wasn't. I remember having conversations with both of you about how little coverage that season was getting. Now, yeah, the season ended up being very good, so it all worked out in the end. But I was excited. I was excited to come on and talk about it with y'all, but outside of this, whatever. With this, they've been very smart about releasing different things during certain point, like during different weeks. Like, hey, this person's pregame interview with this person just dropped, and like to the point where like I care about what Colby has to say in a pregame interview because of the way that other people talk about him, the way he talks about other people. It makes me, intrigued about how the game is actually going to go, and so I think that's something that this season has done a lot better than Australia versus the world, and I think I think that they kind of. I know Jeff pretends like he doesn't know these people exist, like the other survivors exist, but I do feel like they probably paid attention to how little coverage y'all's season got, and was like, all right, let's just throw it out there, and we'll do it. We'll do it very strategically, and I feel like it's to almost perfection. Like I feel like even the naysayers of this season, I think they've at least come around a little bit to like, oh, I can't wait to see the 3-hour premiere.
Yeah, 3-hour premiere. 3-hour.
But why
premiere.
are they going to do that? That's too much premiere.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. 3 hours of that, 3 hours of Australian Survivor, most likely an hour and a half of the Traders US finale. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, I do agree with you, Drew. I feel like the marketing for the season has been really good, and I can't wait to actually like get down and look into all the different tribes. But before we do, V, any final thoughts on season 50 as a whole before we start looking at the tribes?
I'm just excited to have another returnees season.
Yeah,
they were my favorite kind when I was watching it all through the pre 40s, and the fact that there wasn't even one between 40 and 50 is just really sucks. So
yeah,
and I think they should fix that between 50 and 60.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've come out and said that I really do think that something that the new era players are really lacking is their own all-star season.
Yeah.
Absolutely. like obviously I've heard phenomenal things about like Rizzo and Savannah, but if like 49 was like new era all-stars, or maybe they do like a back-to-back, like where 50s new era all-stars, but then 51 is like the big celebration, kind of season and stuff. Just to really try and build up some of the new era players or some like the 30s players. Like the fact that Dominic hasn't come back yet, the player who's literally been the closest to winning and hasn't won is like quite shocking and stuff. And even some of the players that were like obviously cut at the last second of season 50, it's kind of like, oh, it would have been great to have them have another shot as well. But yeah, enough about all that. Let's break down all the different tribes. So let me just quickly bring this up. I did such a phenomenal job once again with another slideshow. Don't you guys love my slideshows? I literally made it like 5 minutes before the podcast came out. So we have the Sealer tribe, the Orange tribe, where we've got Joe, Christian, Ozzy, Rick Devins with Jenna Lewis, Emily, Sari, and Savannah. And I believe this is 5 old school players, pre-40, and 3 new era players. Ooh. And I guess a common theme I have across these 3 tribes, and we'll get to all 3 tribes, I am actually really worried for the 30s players, like the one-time players like your Christian, your Rick Devins and stuff, and even with some of the new era players like your Charlies and stuff, these are the one-time players that should have won their season. These are like the big names, the big players finally getting their second shot. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, but I reckon there's going to be put more of a target on them than some of like the older schooler players who've already played multiple times by this point. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I would on this tribe, if we're talking about specifically this tribe, Jenna Lewis played All-Stars, and apparently Jenna Lewis was very strategic in Borneo, but they didn't show it because that's not what the show was. In All-Stars, it is shown very early that she is very strategic, and she wants she got rid of all the threats and all the winners. Based off of her pre-game interviews, at least, it does seem like she wants to play like she did in All-Stars, where she got 3rd place. And if that's the case, she doesn't have. She has Savannah as a winner on the tribe, and apparently Savannah has Holder as one. She has nothing but targets here to go after. She's got Savannah. She's got Sari, who is, people say the greatest to never win. So you got Rick Devens, who's the main character of the season. She's got Ozzy, who, whatever. You got Christian, you got Joe. I feel like in this tribe, the big name, I don't think it's a season thing. I don't think that season number is going to matter with this specific tribe. I think that legacies and what they've done in previous games is going to come more into effect than when they played. And I think because Emily's another one where I feel like Emily is going to go after like the bigger named people. So if Jenna and Emily can even get together, they're already matching, then they can get together with like one or two other people, kind of run this. I think that specifically Devin, Savannah, and Sari have a lot to worry about.
Yeah. And just really quick, I do just want to bring up Minnesota Fats. I love y'all. Thanks for the show. Well, I love you more, Minnesota. You can't love me more than I love you. Thank you so much for showing up to the stream tonight. But yeah, I do agree. And I've heard a lot of preseason, like interviews and stuff, and everyone's talking about Rick Devens, right? He's apparently he's putting on a show at Druryville. He's got all these like comedic like dad joke shirts and stuff. Like I'm just a jokester looking dad, and it seems like it's coming across a bit too much. And I would love for Rick to us. A lot of the 30s players, like all the Davis Goliath people, Chrissy, Rick Devens, I want them to go really far because I feel like these are the players that missed out on an opportunity for their own like all-star season. And yeah, but I'm like really worried about them, V, if I'm being honest. Like Rick Devens and Christian, like because Ozzy and Sari on this tribe, I feel like are the obvious shields, right? And I feel like there's someone like Savannah, maybe she could be an early target. It's kind of like we haven't seen her game yet. She might be a winner. You know, one tribe has there's a winner on each tribe. But I feel like apart from no one likes to go for the easy vote, especially on a season like this, right? So are we set up potentially for a big name to go home really, really early?
Yeah, I think if there's going to be a sort of threats warpath, I think Ozzy's pretty safe because if he hasn't won yet, this isn't going to be his year. This ain't going to be the one. So he actually might go pretty far. just saying. I think Savannah will be an early target. I'm interested in the dynamic of what's his name? Big Daddy.
Joe.
Because it's not really a group he can be a big daddy to. And that was his whole thing. Don't you think, Drew?
Him and Ozzy, because they're both, we got to keep it like strong, physical, strong. Like they could bond together all they want. They would still need extra people to hop on board with it. But
so the tribe might have two dads.
Two daddies. Oh my gosh.
My two dads.
Let me throw out this hot take. I think the center of this tribe is going to be Ozzy and Sari. I think, they've got such a huge history, even in all the promos for the season, they show Ozzy, Sari, Colby, Jenna Lewis, and Coach, right? These are the real old schoolers, right? And I think they're going to identify that. Obviously, Ozzy and Sari both have a lot of history together from Micronesia and Game Changers. I think where they go is where the tribe is going to go. I can see Jenna Lewis being a huge power player on this tribe as well. But I feel like the real swing votes is going to be Ozzy and Sari.
I can't argue that. I think that what this season is going to probably do better than Winners at War is the fact that the older school players in Winners at War felt like a little out of their depth, with the exception of maybe Yule. And even then, like Yule also gets cut pre-marriage. I think that Sari and Ozzy, because they have the benefit of playing in pretty much every era of Survivor, except for the old school, except for seasons 1 through 10. And then they've shown to be, at least Sari has shown to be adaptable. Ozzy still plays the exact same game he plays, but it still gets him to the merge. So yeah, I can't see them not. But like I said, I feel like Jenna and maybe Emily could mount an offensive against players like that and just say, hey, they've had their time. They've like, can we not do this? Can we not let these people skate by this time? You know, why are we going to purposely put ourselves in a situation where we're once again letting Suri do Suri things? And they know that a swap or something is going to happen. So, like, not saying that getting rid of Ozzy means you're going to lose all of your challenges, but like, it's not the worst idea to cut bait now, knowing that more than likely you're not going to be with these people all the way to the merge anyway.
Yeah. Well, do we think as well, potentially on this tribe, obviously there are 5 old schools, 3 new era players. Will there be a old versus new era divide, you reckon? You know? No?
No. Because even in the new era people, they're 3 like Emily's not going to want to work with Joe just based off of their seasons. Emily's not going to work with Joe. I feel like Savannah and Emily might butt heads based off of personalities. Like, as far as the 5 pre-COVID players, like, once again, I don't see Jenna trying to work long-term with a Suri or maybe even Ozzy or maybe even a Devins because she does not want people there that are the greatest to ever play, whatever that means.
Yeah. It's quite interesting because just really looking at this tribe, right, how I kind of see the numbers breaking down, I reckon it's going to be Joe, Ozzy, Suri as a 3. It's going to be Emily and Jenna as a 2, and Christian and Rick Devins as a 2.
Savannah's boned.
Yeah, pretty much. It's either Savannah's going to get severely ganged up on, or she might play a very crucial role in terms of
being a swing
navigating between alliances. Maybe she flip-flops around and stuff like that, and that's how she's able to scrap by to a swap or a merge. Obviously, Savannah's quite recent. How far do you guys reckon Savannah is going to make it?
I have no hopes. I have no hopes for her.
No, I agree.
I think Rizzo will make it far. I don't see Savannah making it out of the pre-merge. I probably don't even see her making out of the top 20.
Yeah, I do think this tribe's not set up well for her either, you know, so I can see her being an early boot. I've heard so much about Savannah. I've like watched her highlights and stuff like that on YouTube, but yeah, I think it's going to be a rough start for Savannah, but statistically looking though, every single returning player season has obviously had someone who has just played come on. Malcolm, for example, Karamoan, he makes merge. Russell, you know, obviously prime example. Michaela and Zeke, another great example as well. But however, something that I have been noticing is everyone's been talking about the Russell factor since they obviously don't know anything about Savannah and Rizzo. And so I do fear for them coming into the season that I guess the dark shadow of Russell, and obviously there are quite a few players who played with Russell and Heroes First Villains. I think everyone is kind of like scared or worried. What if he comes back? Somehow Russell Hans has returned, right?
A quarter of this cast was in Heroes First Villains. Like almost a quarter of this cast is on Heroes First Villains.
Yes, Suri, Stephanie, Colby,
Coach, and I'm sure there's one more. If not, there's 4.
It's 4. So almost a quarter.
Yeah.
Almost. We're almost there. Anyways, any final thoughts on this tribe before we move on to the next one?
No.
No? All right, let's move on to the next one. We've got the Color Tribe. Color. Probably my favorite tribe in this cast. My favorite, I guess, in terms of who is actually on the tribe. So we've got Mad Dog Jonathan, Drew's favorite player of all time. We've got Mike White. We've got Charlie. We've got Mr. Coach, also Coach Drew's favorite player of all time. To the point he named himself after Coach. And then we've got D. We've got Camilla. We've got Tiffany and Chrissy. Drew, I'd like to start with you. Does the fact that there are 2 players from the same season together, in terms of Charlie and Tiffany, do you reckon they'll play a role in terms of early targets?
No. Once again, I don't see previous season stuff mattering all too much on the OG tribes. I just based off of the casts we've gotten, I don't see that happening with the original tribes. I don't know when they might swap at 21 or 20 and, you know, that all hell breaks loose. But on these OG tribes, I just don't see that happening, especially with it being Charlie and Tiffany. It doesn't really seem like they're the types of players to just be like, hey, back in our season, like this is what happened. It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah. Well, V. What I find so interesting about this tribe once again is that it's 4-4, is it? Yeah, it's 4-4. 4 old school and 4 new era players, obviously on the exact same tribe. Do you think that there might be like a divide in terms of like, well, we got to get rid of one new era person to stop them from grouping up because it is 4-4, or like same thing, vice versa?
I think Coach is in trouble because I feel like he really stands out in this tribe in terms of he is proper old school. And if that's seen as a threat, I think he's kind of out there on his own, and Drew might get his wish of an early
premiere. If he goes home with the premiere, I'll cry. I'll so much because I don't have to stress the entire season. I can be like, okay, we got it over with. Good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny you say that because something that obviously I've heard so much about is the Carl and Camilla duo and how great they work together and stuff. And I believe pretty much straight after that season had aired is when they flew out for 50 or something like that, right? And so seeing Camilla here, I do actually really worry for Camilla, especially seeing that Carl and Joe, two close allies she was with, is on the cast as well. I don't think for Joe it's going to matter too much for him, but for Carl and Camilla, we'll talk about Carl when we move on to the next tribe, but I can see Camilla being a very early target for this tribe as well, just for the look at the two tight connections she has, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they've seen her season. That's they've seen her season. They know, like, this is not one of those, Ozzy and Sari played together in Game Changers in Micronesia, sort of. Like, this is, you guys just played together a couple days ago, relatively.
Yeah.
You guys just played together and were a tight duo. So
secret tight duo.
Yeah, secret tight.
In everybody's heads. Yeah. It's going to be very easy to just be like, if there is a swap, we might as well get rid of one of them now because we don't want this to turn into an all-star situation where a duo that was very clearly a duo runs the entire game.
Yeah. And, I mean, I personally feel like with this tribe as well, Drew, I know you're going to hate it, but Jonathan's going to be at the center of it. Jonathan is not getting voted out until the swap, at least.
Yeah, these are not the players to try to make a big move early for the sake of making a big move. Like, no. These are smart players that are going to be like, okay, clearly we have to win a couple of immunities. We got to keep this jabroni around for a while. So Jonathan will at least make it through to the swap. If they know ahead of time that the swap is coming, they could cut bait before the swap, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, I can't do this one. Bring up my limb. Charlie and Tiffany playing together. Given that Charlie helped blindside Tiffany with an idol in her pocket, and Tiffany didn't vote for him to win, do you think they'll bury the hatchet? Which my sub question off that is, once again with the Rick Devens and Christian of it all, Charlie's coming in here as he should have won 46. Right? This is the recent bright. I mean, everything I've seen of season 40. Obviously, I haven't seen season 46, but everything I've seen about that season is Charlie should have won. Similar thing with, I guess, Chrissy, but I feel like that's kind of, sailed into the wind where Chrissy should have won over Ben or Chrissy deserved to win. But do we think that, I guess, this image of Charlie was robbed, Charlie this, Charlie that, do you think they'll play a huge factor early on in this tribe either?
No, not tribe. No, I don't. I don't see these two carrying over mess from their season. And I can't say that for. I mean, I guess I can say this for mostly everyone on this cast, but like, this is not old All-Star seasons. Like, old All-Star seasons, people very much were like, I got to get my lick back. It doesn't, like, nobody here seems like they are in need of, and I think because it's 50, because of the large casting pool that they had for this, they realize, hey, it'd be kind of silly to go out there and not try to win 50 and instead try to carry over a grudge from something that happened however long. So, like, I don't see anyone here, like, really trying to make a hit on someone because they got voted out or because of anything like that.
Yeah. No, it's I'm just so excited for this tribe to see mingled together. Like V, I do get what you mean by like Coach really standing up, but we also have D on the tribe as well, who is the greatest new era winner. I'm still watching season 45. Can I just say, everyone said 45 is a great new era season. First, 6 episodes, I've really struggled. I really have 3 quits, a successful shot in the dark play just for someone to get unanimously voted out. Like the shot in the dark, I can successfully say, well, there was a great moment for Caleb. It's the worst bloody advantage you ever have. There's no real use
my
for it.
favorite of the post-COVID era. 47 is my favorite. 47 is my favorite of the post-COVID.
47.
I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
Fucking joke.
Yeah, no, like I enjoyed 47.
Very fun cast, and they also have someone that quips so they can have Zens. If you guys have Zens. You guys have Zens overseas?
Have what?
Zens. It's like chewing tobacco. It's almost like chewing tobacco.
Oh.
No, isn't that why Hannah quit?
Yeah.
So Hannah quit in episode 1 because she wanted some smokos. You had Brandon quit because he seems like a nice guy, but it's just completely useless in every single way possible. You have Sean quit as well because he's at the bottom. It's like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm going to go. It's like, really? This is the pre-merge for one of the best seasons in the new era? 3 quit?
Pearl Islands had a quit, and that's everyone looks at that as one of the best. Cagayan had a quit, and that's people look at that as one of the best.
Yeah. To be fair, that was a really funny quit as well, the Lindsay Cross.
Cagayan, yeah, oh yeah. I need you to let me quit, or I will murder this person. And
exactly. Yeah, but do you think that with Dee's reputation, obviously we talked about Savannah might be an early target because she was like a very recent winner, but people don't really know why or like how she won. Do you think, since the fact that people know Dee's game, she's been on the On Fire podcast with Jeff as well, do you think she's in some pretty hot water early on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Her and Camilla. Her, Camilla, and Coach, I can see being the 3 early targets.
See, I think Charlie's an early target for me personally. Like I see Dee being a target, but everyone keeps on saying that Genevieve is going to be like, well, a lot of chat I've seen online, people think that Genevieve's going to be like the Kim Spradlin of Winners at War, which is going to have to change her whole game, playing from the bottom and stuff, because everyone sees this as huge, ginormous threat. I personally think there's going to be Dee this season. I think Dee's going to be targeted almost every single round, and I don't know, I can see her making the merge. It's going to be a really tough road, but I can see a way for her to.
I was Jonathan, so like,
yeah,
Jonathan, all things are possible, I guess, when it comes to the tribal stage. So, yeah, it is entirely possible that Dee is able to at least make the swap because she's on a tribe with this Jay Brown. But yeah, I don't see. I mean, I like Dee, so I hope that she does well. But
and of course we've got to talk about Mike White as well. Mike White Lotus. I think Mike's going to be a huge figurehead in this tribe as well. I feel like he's going to be the one who runs the tribe strategically as well.
I don't think people are going to want to vote him out because he's just a good time.
Yeah.
Who wants to vote out Mike White? Who wants to vote out Mike White?
Yes, exactly.
And I feel like with Mike's game as well, it's one of those ones where it's very shielded by the fact that Christian was on the season, Angelina was on his season, Davey was on the season. Like there's so many other people you think of when you think of David vs. Goliath, even though Mike played a pretty flawless game in that season. When you think of David vs. Goliath, you remember so many other things before you even think about how great of a game Mike White actually played. And I can see him pretty much doing the exact same thing here.
Yeah. Like you said, or like what V just said of who would vote out Mike White. It's like, yeah, he's a threat, but he's not one of these players that is going to have such this larger than life, like, for instance, Coach has made it to the end, Coach has lost, but people look at Coach as like one of the whatever, which is so embarrassing, but like whatever. People look at Mike White as like he was a great player on a great season that lost. The end, and he's also very good at all the videos of him drinking wine on the season, I think, is more where we remember Mike White. So him coming into this one, I won't say he's a low profile player, but I do feel like there are bigger profile players that other people will look at outside of him. I don't think they'll make him. I don't think they'll let him get to the end again. But I don't think that he's high enough of a profile of a player, and I think this is where he benefits for this being his second time playing too. And I think he could be fine for a bit.
Yeah, and obviously I can't.
That's so him.
Yeah. So how does a world famous Emmy-winning creator have a low profile? Well, I think something that Mike White is good at doing is letting other people do the dirty work for him. He let Allison kind of do the dirty work. He let Angelina do a lot of the dirty work as well. He was just a social connector for the plans to actually happen, right? And I think with this tribe as well, I think Coach is going to have a lot of stress on him. I think Dee's going to have a lot of stress on her. I see Mike. I can see a Mike and Chrissy alliance forming here. And I think them and Jonathan, just for the challenges, I think might be the core trio. And then that moves around everyone, if that makes sense. What's your thoughts on that?
I'd be fine with that, I guess. I mean, Jonathan's in it, so like I'm not the best, but like I'd be all right with that 3.
Yeah. Well, I could also see like Coach and Jonathan obviously teaming up. Where do we think Tiffany is going to go? Who are Tiffany's people in this tribe, V?
Oh, I think she's going to be right in the middle, swinging away. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Drew?
Yeah, I think Tiffany will be fine. I think Tiffany makes the merge. I think Tiffany makes the merge. Like I said, I don't think that she's going to go after Charlie I don't think Charlie's going to go after her because of anything that happened in their season. I feel like she could bond with damn near anyone here, and it'll be fine. I think out of everyone here, I think that I feel most confident in Tiffany making the merge.
Yeah.
Make sure to clip that so that when she gets voted out first, I look like a
Exactly. Well, I mean, I guess we should quickly do this with the previous tribe as well. So from the previous tribe, who do we think is the first boot from the tribe?
Savannah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I reckon it's Savannah as well. And from this tribe, who do we think is the first boot? I think it's Camilla.
Oh.
Woo. 20s.
I think it's Camilla.
As much as it pains me to not say, but Camilla, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think if this tribe, like, I don't think they're going to tribal like early, but Drew, what's the rumor? There's like 2 tribes are going to tribal every single round.
I haven't heard. I've made sure to stay away from rumors, so that's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, no, because I mean, I've always thought that 24 people, 26 days, that it would be like Australia versus the world, where it's just like there's a tribal almost every single night, right?
Yeah. And like it'll be like 41. There's a couple seasons where they've done 2 boots in the same night. I think 41 is one of the first ones to do it, but I do think like the premiere, because it's 3 episodes or 3 hours.
Yeah.
I could see 2 boots happening in the same night, and maybe they do a third one like later in the episode. So we could be down to 21 by the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, like that's what I've always thought would happen, right? Just make it like Australia versus the world. But I've heard a whole bunch of different discussions online. I don't know if this is confirmed or anything, just like a random thing I've heard, that apparently it's going to be 2 tribes going to tribal every single round, which I kind of feel like that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to keep to. That's going to be hard to keep to a 90-minute episode. You know, two different tribes, you know, like going at it. But yeah, let's move on to the final tribe here, the Vatu tribe, which Rob Ciccinino said it, and I'm going to copy him. I feel like every season's got like a Vatu, a Vati, a Vas, something I have a like kind of name to it. But we do have the Vatu tribe with Mad Dog Colby, Rizgod, Q, Kyle, Aubrey, Stephanie LaGrossa, Angelina, and Genevieve. And every New Era tribe or like season is at a disaster tribe. My money is on this for the disaster tribe. How about you,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
disaster could just be that they win all the challenges, but they just hate each other. Like, because I do think that is a possible. Like, I do think that's a very large possibility that, like, if let's say the swap happens at 20, I think that they could potentially make it to 20.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh no, it's just us, V. But
The ghost of Colby got him.
yeah, the ghost of Colby. No, it's Coach. No, it's Jeff Probitz's fault. Right? It's always Jeff Probitz's fault. But yeah, with this tribe, V, I guess something to really like comparing this tribe to the other two. Yeah, the other two's got like Aussie, right? It's got Aussie. It's got like Rick Devens, who's no slouch. Jenna Lewis is no slouch in challenges. Even the blue tribe, you have Jonathan, you have Coach, you have Chrissy, you've got like D as well. But this tribe, like you've seen all the New Year seasons as well, V. Who have they got to really stand up to all those players? Challenge wise. Oh,
I accidentally just tapped my camera. Yeah, I tapped my camera. Sorry.
You're a bit fuzzy.
Yeah.
With the sound.
Right, we're just.
What was
right,
the question?
here's fix of that. So you've seen all the New Era seasons, so you obviously know.
Oh, but I can't remember the Mucky.
But you've got one job, all right? You're to cover all the American Survivor, so I don't have to. And you don't remember anything?
That's
like,
Drew's job. I remember Q. I remember Riz God. I remember what's his face, but I don't remember what's her face.
Genevieve?
You don't remember Genevieve?
You don't remember Genevieve? You don't remember? Oh, was it? Were we? Yeah, we covered. We covered her season because remember I said I thought because pre-merge. I thought she was two different people because when she would wear her glasses, I thought she was different from the person that wasn't wearing glasses. You remember that?
Real crack team here, Mucky. What year was she? What year are we talking? Are we talking like 2024? That's 2 years ago. I can't remember anything that happened in 2024.
What?
I remember Q because of the Q skirt and him being pretty much clinically insane on the island. Yeah, I think there's chaos here, and I don't know. I can't remember what your question was either, but I'm
just talking about just like challenge wise.
Oh, challenge wise,
I don't see this tribe stacking up with like the other tribes
because they don't have a seat. Like in the other two tribes, there's one single person that could basically win the challenge for them.
Yeah, but then you also have like, for example, this tribe, you've got like Jonathan, Challenge Beast, Chrissy, she's Loki, Challenge Beast. You got D as well, Challenge Beast. With this one, you got Joe, you got Aussie, Savannah obviously won a lot of individual immunity challenges. Yeah. Rick Evans won 4 individual immunity challenges. Jenna Lewis is no slouch with challenges. And with this tribe, it's like who you got? You've got Superman in a fat suit from like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he was called that as well. So how do you think he's going to be now?
It wasn't 10. I think it was more like 20 as well.
16 years ago. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, 16?
16 years ago. So when they filmed this, it was 15. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We don't know. He's sort of.
I would also feel this is probably on the younger end of tribes. Like I feel like this is if you were to, I don't know, obviously averages. I would be willing to guess this is probably the youngest tribe, average age wise. Someone correct me, but I think they have that going for them. And I mean, it's not like season 50 is going to be a whole bunch of challenges from seasons 1 through 10. Like the challenges are diverse enough that you can't just rely on Jonathan or Joe to just carry you through everything. Because even in Jonathan's season, they didn't win every immunity challenge before the merge. Like they lost 2, I think. Or maybe
the other one playing. Really.
Drowning Drew.
Yeah, and that was so cool in season 42. I swear if they try to make that a thing again.
So just like in the middle of the ocean.
Jonathan
is carrying Suri.
Oh God. You have a good diverse group of players here that are none of them. Or I would say Rizzo is the glaring exception as far as not the best at challenges. But like we've got people that have proven to be able to win challenges here. So I wouldn't count them out as far as challenges. I do think that they're going to get the most screen time, whether they are winning or losing, because this has Q.
Yeah.
Like, it has Q. You're going to want to watch Q interact with almost everyone here. You have Rizzo, who everyone there knows that he goes by Riz God. So you're going to want to see how people look at him. And that you've got Colby, who besides Jenna is as far as seasons are concerned, the oldest person out there. You want to see what he's been up to. You know, as much as I'm not a Stephanie person, like she is one of those people that everyone loves, her and Aubrey. So like, I don't know. I feel like this is, and especially like with the 3 winners, I think Kyle is the one that might last the longest of the 3.
See, I think that really depends if Camilla is out early or not. Because I think if Camilla's not out and Kyle Sharp goes to tribal, they have to go for Kyle because of that connection, right? I can see that being like a huge early target on the tribe. Plus, he's a winner as well because, you know, with season 48, it finished airing like, a day, maybe 2 days before they flew out for this. And so he's fresh on everyone's minds, especially his relationship with Camilla as well. So one of them is going out early, and I can see the other one sort of making it a lot further just because I guess like that threat of the duo is gone. So that's my only concern for Kyle. But similar like with D, I do see a path for him to make it to merge as well. But unlike with D, he's got that whole thing with Camilla where it's kind of like, well, we can't let them reunite, you know? And so that's my sort of concern for Kyle. But also, let's talk about another elephant in the room, V. I don't know if you've seen, but all preseason long, there's been a huge chat that apparently Colby in the preseason has been saying some pretty bad stuff about Angelina.
Oh.
That she's a bit of a whack job.
Oh.
And Angelina's aware of this as well. And so they're on a tribe together.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
It'll be less Survivor and more Real Housewives then, I guess. That we've got to look forward to.
Hopefully. I'm very excited to see Angelina come back.
Yes.
You know, I really hope she does make it far. I think she's one of those interesting players where she's not like the Christian or the Rick Devens, where it's like she should have won the season, you know, but she's like a huge enough character that I think she's enough of a name that I think people want to work with her, but she's not enough of a name to be like, you got to watch out for her. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like she's in like the perfect middle ground. So I see Angelina. I see Angelina also potentially running the tribe. Like if I was to look at, I guess, how I think everything's going to go down, I think Colby and Stephanie are a duo. I think from the get-go, obviously they work together, heroes as villains as well. I can see Q maybe trying to go for Colby and Stephanie. Like those, I guess, are the two opposite ends of the spectrum. I guess you could say, right? Those are the two sides. Where, Drew, do you see like players like Aubrey and Genevieve like floating around?
Well, as much as I'm not a fan of Aubrey that I am, I do feel like her and Genevieve could get together. I do feel like Genevieve could get together a lot of people, or I feel like a lot of people would just go after her and nip it in the bud. I feel like of the 3 tribes, this is the one where I'm most curious how people do end up, because I can't look at everyone here and just be like, oh, this is besides Colby and Stephanie. I can't really look at anyone and be like, no, like I feel like this could be it. I feel like there's enough large personalities here. I feel like a wide array of gameplay here that like any of them could end up together, and I'd be like, wow, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, once again, I'm just going to bring up this whole point. Aubrey was supposed to be Amanda, you know, and it just sucks that we don't have that. Because V, I think I might have shared it with you, but there's been a lot of news coming out. Even Coach confirmed in an interview recently that it wasn't because of scheduling that Amanda was cut from, well, I guess gone from 50. It was a lot of other production-related issues regarding Aussie. And so they kind of, and so they like chose Aussie over Amanda. It's like, really? Yeah. But once again,
Aussie 5.0.
Yeah, we need Aussie 5.0 and not one of the first 2-time Is Amanda the first two-time runner-up in Survivor history, Drew?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
More love. But we still continue to love Jeff Probst, right? You know, it's not like he's making decisions that's ruining the future of Survivor, but you know, let's just let's just move past it.
Yes.
Comment here from Liam. Vatu has already been nicknamed a potential because of the changing of dominant personalities. Do you think that'll be the Matt Singh / Oolong on season 50? I can see that.
Oh, I hope so, because that would be so much fun.
Yeah. This is a fun tribe. Do you guys think, I've only seen Q's highlights, and obviously the highlights don't show the entirety of the game. Is Q long for this season?
Yes.
Or is it an early out?
Well, I think he makes the swap.
Mm-hmm. How about you, V?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get a real handle on him then, and I can't get a real handle on him now. Like, I don't know what on earth he's going to do.
Yeah.
No, I wish I could be have more insight, but he's just too chaotic for me to really predict.
Yeah. Q is the only reason why I want to watch season 46. Only just for him, right? But I'm struggling with 45, which is seen as one of the best seasons of the new era. So I think if I'm struggling with that, then I'll really struggle with season 46. But yeah, it's like everything I've heard about Q, he sounds great. And I really hope he makes it really fun to this game. Obviously, he had a little bit of an obsession over Aubrey, where I believe, Drew, that, you know, it's like, oh, Aubrey, who was Aubrey's favorite player? Sorry, who said Aubrey was their favorite player?
I don't remember.
Anyways, but he targeted.
It was Mariah.
Mariah, yeah, and from what I've heard, he targeted that person specifically.
Yes, because
Aubrey was their favorite player. Do you think that's going to be like some form of tension between Aubrey and Q?
Well, I think it's more than anything, it'd probably be Aubrey going after Q because she's going to remember that Q said that during his season. Yeah.
No, I mean, I just can't wait. But who do you think is the first boot from this tribe?
Ooh.
I mean, I know who I want it to be, but
like Aubrey?
No, Stephanie.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't know. This one's not as clear.
So,
maybe Kyle.
This tribe is. Yeah,
I can see Kyle being a first boot if Camilla's still in the game. I can see Q being a first boot. I don't think Riz God's going to be the first boot of this tribe.
No.
I think Riz God's making it fairly far.
Can you imagine we get a scene of Rizzo explaining what Riz God means to Colby? or him explaining like all the different, like how the shot in the dark works and idols work and stuff, and it's just going over Colby's head. That'd be pretty great.
I'm just gonna say Stephanie. I'm gonna let all biases in and say Stephanie.
See, I don't see Stephanie being first pick because I think they would need her for challenges. Hate to say it, maybe Genevieve. I want to see Genevieve do really well, but I can maybe see her being a first boot as well. I can see Aubrey being taken out pretty early as well because it's kind of like who benefits from her staying and who benefits from her going. She's not really tied or connected to anyone. There's a lot of players here that aren't connected to anyone, or I can't really see them forming up or teaming up. You get what I mean? So that's also interesting about this tribe compared to all the others. But yeah, I'm going to put my money down. I reckon it's Aubrey.
Okay.
Pure chaos.
How about you, V? You're the last one.
Kyle. I said Kyle.
Oh, you said Kyle?
Yeah.
All right.
Just because I can't predict anything else in this tribe. It's too chaotic.
Yeah, so just confirm we're pretty split for the Vatu tribe. So we think it's Kyle, Aubrey, or Stephanie. For the Color tribe, we think it's going to be Camilla. And who did you say it was going to be? It was going to be Drew. Who was your prediction? Oh, Camilla as well.
So we're all on the same page.
And Vasila, we're all pretty firm on Savannah being taken out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of all that, guys. Try breakdowns. We've sort of gone through the potential numbers and friendships. We've gone through who we think is going to be the first pick from the tribes. Vee and Drew, are we going to be doing a boot order prediction this season?
Oh, maybe.
And
Yeah.
Can.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it only comes out in like 10 days, you know? It's just, you know.
I've got a lot of free time now, so I can.
True. Yeah.
That
No, I
could
reckon
be a
that's
thing
something that
that
we should do.
happens.
I reckon that could be a very exciting thing that could happen. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Subscribe for Cheeky Naughty Times. V, what have you been up to this cheeky and or naughty?
Getting ready for Adelaide Fringe in South Australia. So
Ooh,
I've got 2
how
shows in
exciting.
the Adelaide Fringe. So if you're in South Australia, Adelaide Fringe is the place to be. I am one of the longest running cast members in one of the longest running shows of the Adelaide Fringe.
Oh, awesome.
There you go. I've been playing the same role for like 13 years. So,
Oh my gosh. How crazy.
and the costume still fits.
Oh, love that.
So obviously I don't have anything better to do. So come down and watch me be silly. Adelaide Fringe. Hit me up. Hit up Mucky Hope Productions. We'll let you know.
Yeah. Hit me up so I can tell you what V is doing. And how about you, Drew? Anything cheeky and or naughty that you've been up to?
I got fired. Fired from my job. Other than that, no, nothing at all.
That's a very depressing naughty thing you've been up to.
That's,
But
that's the only new news I have in my life.
well, something that I will share. There's not really anything cheeky and or naughty. It's just like something really cool that's just happened. So yesterday, there was a promo event for Australian Survivor Redemption. And I'll quickly bring this up because I feel like, Drew, you'll get a real good kick out of this. I went to one for Australia vs. the World where I got to show how much of a challenge beast I am. So let's give this just a quick old cheeky watch.
I'm going to show you the Mucky Hunt strategy and how to strategically win this challenge.
Yep.
How you doing?
Take 6. That's up, that's under.
Get
Jonathan
this
better
man
watch
on
out.
trial.
Jonathan better watch out.
Right, this now take 48.
Oh, no.
There you go. Halfway.
Almost there. Almost there.
You're trying your best.
Certainly difficult to watch.
Better watch.
Oh,
Well,
oh, no. Cooked it.
You got to just pull it down.
that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anyway, so unfortunately, I couldn't make it to this year's one. I really wanted to. I found cover for work and everything, but the flight tickets were just so expensive, and I was so gutted because the Golden God himself, David Gannett, was going to be there, and I really wanted to meet him. But instead, one of my dearest friends, who's not even a fan of Survivor, went on my behalf. So mad shout out to Arbel here. You can't really see it, but she's got at Mucky Hope Productions written on the parchment as well.
Oh,
And she got me a buff and a poster signed by David.
That's awesome.
How bloody epic is that? The more reason to move to Australia for me. And so
yeah, come
Yeah.
join us. It's great.
yeah, and damn, that's crazy. You're damn right, that's crazy. But yeah, that's I've really been up to that much. But however, this Thursday, myself, Michelle, Richard, and Useless Australian Survivor Facts will be getting together to do a boot order prediction for Australian Survivor Redemption, the season I'm more personally excited to see over bloody season 50, the cast of nobodies, you know. Yeah, it's a load of shit, B. Honestly, that's what's nah, jokes. I'm excited for both. It's gonna be a very interesting time. Like Drew, something we've chatted about. So I feel like Australian Survivor is at a very interesting time where there's obviously a brand new era, new host, new production team, new new executive producer, new everything. And I wonder where Jeff is going to take American Survivor. Is he still going to keep driving it down to the ground till the day he dies? Probably. Is season 51?
What else is he going to do?
Exactly. Make a good show. I don't know. There'll be a change. But
Hard up.
nah, jokes. Man, make sure you subscribe for Cheeky Naughty Times. I've been your host, Mucky Hope. Kakata anō, everyone. And we'll catch you all in the next stream. Take it easy, guys. Ciao.